Most people never fail at life. They never even touch reality. They stay busy, they stay informed, they stay distracted, and they mistake movement for progress. Plato warned that most men die inside a cave, believing shadows were the world, not because they were weak, but because truth is unbearable to those who have never endured it. If reality appeared in your life today, not inspiration, not motivation, but raw, unfiltered truth, it would shatter your routines, your pleasures, your excuses. Because mastery is not built on comfort, it is built on endurance, and most people never make it past the first cold step. He wakes up tired, even after sleep. His phone lights up before the sun does. Messages, headlines, opinions, noise. He scrolls while brushing his teeth, listens to podcasts while driving, consumes information like oxygen, constantly, desperately. By nightfall, he feels exhausted, yet nothing meaningful has been built. No skill sharpened, no identity strengthened, no ascent made. He calls this discipline. He calls this effort. Ancient Greece had a harsher word for it: disorientation. Plato observed that men can be active their entire lives and still move nowhere, because movement without direction is not progress. It is wandering. The modern man is not lazy. He is facing the wrong direction. He has trained himself to react instead of ascend, to consume instead of confront, to chase validation instead of truth. And so he lives among shadows, images of success, echoes of wisdom, simulations of mastery. Never the real thing. The ice monk would recognize him instantly, not as weak, but as lost. Plato did not believe reality was flat. He believed it was layered. At the bottom, appearances. Above them, patterns. Above them, principles. Above them, truth. And most people never climb. In the allegory of the cave, prisoners are chained from birth. They face a wall. Behind them, a fire burns. Between the fire and the prisoners, figures pass. Shadows dance on the wall. The prisoners name the shadows, debate the shadows, fight over the shadows. They believe the shadows are real. And when one prisoner is dragged upward, when his eyes burn in the light, when he resists and suffers, he does not feel liberated. He feels violated, because truth is painful to those adapted to illusion. This is the first law of mastery. Most suffering comes not from effort, but from mistaking appearance for reality. The ice monk does not chase comfort. He chases what endures. Stone, silence, cold. Because reality is not warm. It does not flatter. It does not negotiate. It simply is. Plato believed the soul was divided, not metaphorically, structurally. One part desires comfort. One part seeks honor. One part seeks truth. And they do not agree. This is why self-control feels violent. When you deny an impulse, something inside you screams. When you choose discipline, something inside you feels punished. Modern psychology calls this cognitive dissonance. Plato called it civil war. Because mastery requires hierarchy. One part must rule, one part must obey. The modern world teaches equality of desire. Plato taught dominance of reason. Not all urges deserve expression. Not all feelings deserve loyalty. The ice monk understands this coldly. He does not hate desire. He simply refuses to let it rule. The pain you feel when you resist is not damage. It is reorganization. A soul being put in order always resists. Plato's demand was absolute. Reason must govern the self. Not sometimes. Not when convenient. Always. This is why mastery feels extreme. Because clarity requires exclusion. You must reject thoughts that weaken you, desires that fragment you, voices that pull you downward. The modern mind rebels against this idea. It worships feeling. It treats discomfort as danger. It calls discipline oppression. But observe the result. An undisciplined soul is loud, restless, anxious, anxious. A disciplined soul is quiet, still, cold. The ice monk's calm is not softness. It is dominance, clarity ruling chaos. Plato warned that transformation is not achieved through instruction. It requires turning the entire self, like a body dragged toward the sun after years underground, eyes burning, muscles resisting. Neuroscience confirms what the ancients knew. Attention shapes identity. Repeated focus rewires desire. You do not become disciplined by force. You become disciplined by orientation. What you face daily, you become. This is why mastery feels slow. Because you are not collecting information, you are reshaping the soul. The ice monk does not rush. Ice forms patiently, layer by layer, cold upon cold. The Greeks trained before the climb. Dialectic sharpened the mind. Silence hardened the will. Voluntary restraint exposed weakness. They prepared the soul for reality, because an untrained soul collapses under truth. The ice monk predecides what he consumes, what he tolerates, what he refuses, before temptation arrives. Modern mastery fails because decisions are delayed, negotiated, reopened. The ancient way was merciless. Decide once, endure forever. There is no return. Once you see reality, the shadows lose their power. The old self dies quietly, the reactive self, the comfort-seeking self. In its place stands something colder, calmer, ordered. The ice monk does not chase mastery. He endures the ascent, and mastery follows, because truth rewards those who can withstand it. If this philosophy resonates with you, subscribe to Endure and Flow and continue walking the cold path of the ice monk. Reality awaits those who can endure it.